So this is the start of my Grand Marais hike. This is my first solo trip. I have about 50 miles to go, and I've just been dropped off in the parking lot, and it's raining. But my spirits are up. I hope not to get lost in the dunes this time. And from the weather, it looks like it's going to be pretty cloudy and rainy for most of the day. So we'll see if this poncho holds up, because it's all I got. This is actually a good reference point. So last time I got lost with Alec and did this, and we went into the dunes, ended up bushwhacking for 2 or 3 miles. So I'm gonna try to stick to the left here and not get lost. So I safely made it to the visitor's center just behind me. Went the right way, so that's good. The next stop is the log slide, and the sign over there says that's 5.8 miles. So far so good, but any inkling I had of staying dry was quickly faded. So I shed a layer. I was sweating underneath. I guess it's just something you got to get used to. So we'll see how this next 5 to 6 miles goes. So a big reason as to why I'm soaking wet so early in the trail with little to no rainfall is the entire trail just wants to grab you. Oh, look at this. Nice. Yep. So this would be why. Completely soaked. Get used to it. My stoke level has just got knocked down a peg. It's mostly just anticipatory stoke level. I'm still good, but my socks have soaked through. And with these boots, I can literally feel like I'm walking in a pond. Every step is like about... So that could spell the beginning of the end for poor Calvin here. I did this trail a couple years ago. It was my first major backpacking trip, and I got major blisters on my feet. I wasn't wearing the right boots. I wasn't even really wearing the right gear. I way overpacked. It was mostly my fault. So I'm back out here doing it again to challenge myself. And boy, am I getting what I asked for. So we made it to the dunes behind me. Last time I did this, that's where we came from. And this time, we came from down there, which is where you're supposed to come from. But I wanted to give whoever's watching this a view from where I'm standing. I didn't have to come up here, but you're out here, you might as well do it. And it's just, even though it's cloudy and it's a little bit gloom, but it's still beautiful. It's still beautiful out here. Boy, oh boy, I sure am glad I got to dry off on the road. I am soaked, and I would hardly call this I would hardly call this a shower, but this trail, it's so thick and it's so wet. I am just gonna have to hike the rest of this in wet shoes and wet pants. I mean, it's like it's starting to creep up to my undies. I'm gonna complain a lot. That's what I like to do to help myself get over it. I'll check in at the log slide. I'm gonna put my phone away. It's so thick. I'll check in later. I just wanted to take a quick minute and talk about the sign that we saw back there. I'm not really worried about running into a black bear, but I have been talking pretty loudly for the last mile and a half, especially since I'm solo hiking this. Usually I'm with a buddy, we're having a conversation, and now it's different, you know, it's just me. So I'm trying to not be quiet, because it is easy to run up on a black bear. I mean, it's pretty thick back in these woods here. I've done it before in the Porkies. We spooked him and he ran. That's the other thing, is that black bears, they'll typically run. They don't really want much to do with you other than your food. So while it's important to not freak out, you do have to have respect for these things. So I'm gonna continue to talk pretty loudly to myself until I make it to the log slide, or at least far enough where I think I might be out of the zone that they're talking about. So I just wanted to say that. Excuse me, I need to get through. There it goes, yeah, a bunch of babies. Oh, you're the mama. I gotta get through, mama. I know, I'm not here to hurt. I just gotta get around you. Excuse me. There you go. There you go. Have a good day. That is so cool. Oh, wow. Oh, the little babies. There's one of them back there. All right, I'm stressing you out. I'm on my way. Oh, gee, look at this. Oh, I suck at this. There's a deer right in front of me. I missed him. But usually there's two. It was just a doe. A lone doe. God, I suck at this. So I made it to the log slide. I'm inside a old shed. There's like this big wheel deal next to me. I'll go check out the log slide in a minute. I just wanted to take some time, spread out. I'm starting to get a hot spot on my left foot here, so air my feet out for a little hour, maybe try to dry some stuff out, take a little break. My body's definitely feeling it. So I'll be back in a minute. Nothing goes to waste. Delicious. So this is the Devil's Log Slide. Goes all the way down. I'm not going down there today. Took a little break in that shack. I have a blister on my left foot, which is awesome. And a fun fact for all you kids at home, black flies don't care if you're wet or if you have blisters on your feet or if it's raining. They will bite you all the same. My next stop is, there's a lighthouse on the peak over there, and that's where I have to go next. Hopefully I can make it before the storm comes in at 1. I would like to, preferably, but you know, if you can't, that's just how these things work. So I'm gonna get on the trail. I'm not gonna say too much anymore. I'm just gonna focus on putting miles out, but this is the view. The lake is just completely calm right now. Very cool stuff. So over the last break that I had there, my feet were completely pruned. I was wringing water out of my socks, and I dried off for about an hour. That helped a lot. It looks like I do have a blister on my left foot, or it just could be a hot spot. I put some Leukotape on it, so it's not bothering me while I walk, but I know when I stood up on it, it barked at me pretty hard. So hopefully it's just a really hot spot and it won't come back to bite me before I make it to camp. Where I'm headed is Au Sable East Lighthouse. The black flies there are notoriously bad. In fact, just around this entire area, they just kind of plague the whole place. And in case you didn't know much about black flies, they spawn straight out of Satan's butthole. They are coughed up from the sand onto this world purely for the reason of irritating you. They're lightning quick. You can't slap them like mosquitoes, which is what makes them so persistent. And a little fun fact, the more frustrated you become, the tastier they think you are. So it's best to ignore them. But I'm just gonna kind of roll right through there. I want to get to camp before the rain hits, and I'll check back again later. So I'm taking this video from underneath my rain poncho. It's like pressed right up against my head. And the reason being is because this is all you're gonna see of Sauble. I am moving straight through it. I have some pictures of what I look like, but oh my God, is it just bad. I'm covered in flies. So we are just gonna roll right on through here and not really pay it too much mind. There's about 2.5 miles left till I make my campsite. And since the last time I checked in at Sauble, I haven't even been able to get on my phone because the black flies, who are still sort of hanging around, were just so bad. I balled up inside of my little rain poncho garbage bag here and just sealed all the holes I could. And they're still after me. I haven't stopped. I got another blister forming on my right foot. I can feel it. But it's literally impossible to sit still. So there's some motivation for you. Probably check in again once I make it to the campsite. I'm just gonna keep moving and hope these black flies, they go away. They are literally the worst. I'm talking like swarms, like clouds that you could breathe in. Anyway, I'll check in later. So I'm in my tent. Made it here about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Bit early coming in, but I'm happy that I did. The flies were just absolutely terrible today, and I've really messed up my feet because of it. I wasn't able to take care of it, so I'm about to get an early dinner and probably just pass out. I haven't even set up my bed yet. I'm waiting on my stuff. They're still bad. You kind of have to keep your voice down because they hone in on you. They want you. So yeah, probably early start tomorrow. See how my feet are doing. Get the out of here and get some breakfast in me. I thought I'd grab my phone and just show you guys what I'm doing here. I got a fire going. It is still raining. I mostly slept as soon as I made it to camp. But I'm cooking my shoes, I'm cooking my socks. It's the last one I have left. I thought since I'm out here, might as well just grab my phone and record a little bit of it. Yep, it's still pretty awful out. Hopefully tomorrow will be better.